Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
I really hate the comparison with a real job. Like what is a real job? Oh, you gotta go to the office. You gotta sit into the cubicle, and you have to look at the boss and the HR lady that are looming over you. Like that is a real job. If you create your own business, if you're an entrepreneur and you work from home, that is a fake job. Even if, like in the case of Hassan Piker, he's making millions of dollars with his fake job. It's not a real job. I really hate like this distinction, right? I think a job is whatever pays the bills. Like I don't care if you're a beggar, okay? Like if you go out and you beg, and you have somehow like found a way to be a successful beggar, and you're making like thousands of dollars a month. That's a real job. Like I'm sorry, it is. It pays the bills, okay? But with that thing aside, I find it hilarious that Hassan Piker finds streaming to be soul crushing, right? I would love if he would do this experiment, right? Like get a 1 month so that you can sit as a McDonald's cashier without your army of moderators, without your army of trusted safety counselors and Twitch mods and all that shit. Actually talk with human beings face to face, right? Talk with the customers from all walks of life. Like you're going to experience some rich diversity as you're sitting there as the McDonald's cashier. You're going to interact with all these people, and they can do hate speech and everything, and you can't whine to the trusted safety of Twitch in order to bail you out, right? You can't demonetize them. You can't ban them from the premise. And I'm curious, like, if it's going to be soul crushing after 1 month of that. Because chances are it will. You know, I as a streamer who has worked a real job before, I can definitely tell you that it is soul crushing from, I suppose, like other points of views, right? Like it's got a different difficulty level. It's got a different difficulty curve. Being a streamer is one of the luckiest things that ever happened to me because it's all about luck, right? It's not just if you have charisma. Like there's many people with charisma. It's if the algorithm manages to boost you, right? So like you're streaming nonstop for a couple of years sometimes, and all of a sudden you make it big, and you have like the algorithm boost you, and you make it. And when you make it, it's one of the best jobs in the fucking world. Like I gotta say, I find it incredibly entertaining, incredibly wholesome that I get to entertain you guys, that I get to speak to thousands of people. I mean, if you look at the numbers for my videos, and I'm a small streamer, by the way, it's almost like football stadium levels. I mean, I have videos, which, again, they're small, but they're like 10,000 views. Like, that's a fucking football stadium. Like I have the ability to reach so many people, right? So to whine and complain that it's soul crushing, no, it's fucking not. No, it's fucking not, okay? Like, Hassan Piker is a millionaire. Like, I can give him a list of jobs which are more difficult than what he does and far more soul-crushing and worse paid as well. This is one of the things that communists don't like to admit, but if you want to live in any society, not just like the evil capitalist, no, any society throughout human history, you can either sell your body or you can sell your mind. If you sell your body, congratulations, you're a construction worker, you're a truck driver, like you're doing something incredibly essential. But at the end of the day, when you get old, you're going to have chronic back pains. You're going to have the chance of a heart attack earlier than for other people. You're going to have all sorts of problems, right? Because you sold your body. However, I will say this, it's not as strenuous on the mind, right? Because you don't really need all that creativity. Like everything is standardized. You know exactly what's supposed to be done, so you're doing it. Meanwhile, if you want to sell your mind, okay, you're an artist, you're a journal, an HR lady, right? You're Hassan Piker. Well, if you're Hassan Piker, you do gotta think. It's like what you're going to say when you're playing video games to entertain the chat. What you're going to be talking about tomorrow. Like, you gotta be creative. That's true, right? But so it's got its own difficulty level. But take into account, like, most people go to a university, and this is exactly what they say. Like, this is reality. I'm not making it up. Most people go to a university to avoid having to sell their body. They don't want to be construction workers. They don't want to be truckers, right? They don't want to be that. So, like, they want to be Hassan Piker. And here you have Hassan Piker complaining, oh my God, it's so soul crushing. Oh, hold on. Cry in your bags of money, Hassan. You know, go cry in your bags of money. I do not understand. I mean, I kind of do, you know, like, he's got no point of reference. That's the problem, right? He never worked a different job before. He has nothing to compare it with. So, like, from his point of view, it is difficult. And you know, it does have its level of difficulty. I'm not going to say it doesn't, right? Like being able to entertain stadiums of people 9 hours a day, it does have its level of difficulty. But it's nowhere near comparable to someone that does construction work and he has to work 10 hours a day. Because there are such cases, right? Or being a trucker. And your guy, like, you're not even sleeping at home. You're sleeping in a hotel or an inn or in another city. And, you know, you have problems with your family because the wife is upset that you're not home that often. Right? Being an airplane pilot or something like that. Like, there are jobs that are far more stressful. And I didn't even go into the jobs that Hassan really hates, like, dare I say, police officer. Soldier, is Soldier, he didn't like Don Crenshaw, did he? Probably doesn't like soldiers that much. But anyway, right, it's interesting to see people complain. And also, like, the distinction between a real job. I guess, like, he doesn't feel like he does a real job. Like, this is an interesting aspect, right? It's one thing when the chat is saying it. It's another thing when the streamer himself says it. Like, is he not proud with what he is doing? Like, is he not proud with what he accomplished? Like growing his channel to that level, something that very few people managed to accomplish? That's interesting, huh? Maybe he doesn't like the fact that he's a streamer. Maybe he was more ambitious. He wanted to be a politician or something. I guess that's the difference between other content creators and himself, right? Like, most of my friends who are also content creators that pulled ourselves off the bootstraps. I love the fact that AOC hates this expression. We're very appreciative of where we're at. And that's why we don't really complain about the fact that we're streamers. But people who come from noble stock, okay? Like people who come from high places, like, maybe streaming is a step down. Maybe politician was something that was, it's interesting to think about. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.